Hi again, folks. Here we are again with another Sty story. I promised you in the last video that I'd tell you what was in the big box. I had told you about my trip down to town and to the post office and got that big box and headed up the mountain and ended up with the caroling coyotes around me all the way up to my cabin. And I had said it might have been what was in that big box they were interested in, not me. Well, I got up to the cabin with that big box, and I came in the cabin dragging that big box in behind me. And the kids, of course, were just excited. They couldn't believe what's with the big box. And then they saw the toboggan, and they almost forgot about the big box. They said, "Oh my gosh, he's got a sled. We can use that sled." I told him, "You keep your hands off that sled." I said, "We're going to be using that, and we're going to be that's an important tool. That's not a toy." Well, it wasn't them. It ended up being me taking it out, and we had this really nice big slope on the mountainside behind the cabin. And I took off down that slope, and boy, was that fun. Next thing you know, of course, the whole family's fighting for a ride in the sled. So yeah, we got a lot of use out of that sled, a lot of important use, Entertainment. Entertainment's important too. So anyway, the big box. Now, like I said, mind you, this was like 3 days before Christmas Eve. And we looked at that big box, and it had come from my mother back in Minnesota. And we thought, well, what in the world did she send us? And we opened that big box up, and there was a little gift in there for each one of the kids, and there was a gift in there for the wife and I each, and there was one large gift for the whole family. So we set all those aside. We told kids, you leave those alone, you're not opening them right now. And in the rest of the box, like I said, that box was really heavy. In the rest of that box, there were tin cans full of homemade Christmas cookies and other snacks and all the Christmas goodies you could imagine. There was all the fixings to have a ham dinner. It had a big canned ham in it. It had sweet potatoes. It had everything to make a big ham dinner in it. And she wasn't thinking that, we live pretty simple, basic style up there. She sent canned pumpkin and a small bag of flour. I don't know why she sent flour. We bought our flour by the 50-pound bag. But she sent everything to make a pumpkin pie. Well, I had a little sheep herder's oven, little sheep herder's stove, and I figured we could make a pumpkin pie. We'll do it in that stove. Well, I think the coyotes could smell those cookies. Don't you? I'm pretty sure they couldn't smell the ham, but I bet you they could smell those cookies, and they wanted Christmas cookies. And they figured if they caroled enough that I'd hand out cookies. I'm betting on it. So anyway, the kids said, "Can we open our presents?" And we said, "No. You can open those Christmas morning." And we had done, if any of you have ever watched that National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, that great big old Christmas tree that Clark hauled home. Well, we had cut a huge Christmas tree that fit in our cabin. Now, mind you, from the floor to the peak of our cabin, it was 16 feet to the peak. And that tree was only about a foot below the peak. That's how big that tree was. And it was on one end of the cabin. It took up a third of our cabin. But it was fun. All home decorated. We decorated with things that we made. We made all kinds of things out of things we found outside, out in the wilderness. It's probably the best Christmas tree I ever saw and never had. And it turned out to probably be one of the best Christmases I've ever had. we told the kids, what we'll do is nobody gets to open their gifts from my mother until Christmas Day, but we'll open the family one tonight. Now, I've had a long day. I mean, hiking down there, hiking back, the coyote incident, all of that in a single day, and I worked all day. I was beat. I was beat tired. And it's only about 6 o'clock at night. It got dark out there by 4 o'clock. No ifs, ands, or buts. By 4, it was dark. We opened that family gift, let the kids tear it apart and open it up. And here my mother had sent us a boom box. Everybody knows what a boom box is. You know, it's got a tape player in it. No CD player back then, no such thing. Had a tape player in it, and it was an AM/FM radio. Oh, were we excited. We hadn't heard radio. We hadn't heard recorded sound in about 4 months at that time. And we thought, oh my gosh, to be able to listen to the news, to be able to listen to music. I had some cassette tapes in our gear, but no way to play them. So we were all excited, tickled pink. Take it out of its box, and we go, oh, isn't that thing beautiful? Well, then we checked it out a little further. It took 6 D-size batteries. Oh boy. We dove into that big box and looked and looked and looked and looked at everything. We felt all the gifts that each of us got, make sure that there's not batteries in them. She sent us this beautiful boom box. No batteries. And I looked at the kids and they go, what are we going to do? I said, well, on a better day we'd have a current bush outside, and then I could get some current off of it and we could run the radio on that. They didn't think that was funny at all. My kids and my spouse are conspiring together, and then they're all looking at me like, you have to come to our rescue there, Pops. And I have to admit, I'll admit now, I wanted those batteries just as bad as they did. So I told them, I said, I'll have to hike down off the mountain tomorrow, because the following day I wasn't going to be off the mountain. I said, I'm going to have to hike down off the mountain tomorrow and go get some batteries down at the general store. And no, that wasn't good enough. They wanted them batteries right now. It was like I'm going to drive down to the 7-Eleven at the corner and grab some batteries. No, we're talking, I'm going to have to hike almost 18 miles to go get batteries. And that store closed on Friday nights at 9 o'clock. 8 or 9 o'clock. I just knew I'd have enough time to get to town. So I said, oh, what the heck? I said, here we go. I got to go fight with the coyotes again. So this time I grabbed my rifle and took it with. And I just took a backpack with my 5 C's in it, just in case something happened. I wanted to be able to survive the night. And took off the mountain. I got to town just before they closed the store. I got in the store and I'm all excited. Well, I made it. I'm tired, but I made it. And I asked for D-size batteries, and they said, well, you're in luck. We got 2 packs here. I go, you what? They said, we have 2 packs. Well, each pack only has 2 batteries. I need 6. I said, I got to have 6 D-cell batteries. They said, we don't have any more than that. We only have the 2 packs. I hiked all the way off the mountain. I need 3 packs of batteries. No, they didn't have them. They even tried to help out. They called around to friends and family and asked if anybody had any spare D-size batteries. Nobody did. And they said they all sold out. It's Christmas time. I said, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I said, I'll take the 2 packs you have. Took the 2 packs. And I said, when will you be getting more? And they said, we won't have any more until probably the day after Christmas, the 26th, 27th. So, oh boy, I'll be back down then. So I took those 2 packs with me. And I hiked up that mountain, thinking all the way up there, my family's going to eat me alive when I get home and I say, we're 2 batteries short. There's no way we can listen to the radio. By the time we got to that cabin, I walked in that door, and they're all excited. They said, "You got the batteries?" I said, "I got batteries." I didn't say I got the batteries that we need. I just said, I got batteries. And I said, "But there's something I got to do first." And we had these spikes nailed in the logs that we hung our coats and things from. I went and found my hammer, and I went over and I yanked two nice big 16-penny nails or larger out of the log, and took those two nails. I went over and I said, all they had was 4 batteries. Everybody just, it was like I took their life breath from them. I opened that radio up, stuck those 4 batteries in there, took that nail and figured out, yep, and it fit. It was just the right length, and I stuck those 2 nails in to replace those other 2 batteries, and I slipped that cover back on and stood that radio up, turned the power on, and sure enough, it worked, and we had music that night. The kids were dancing, the spouse and I were dancing, we were singing along with the radio, and by golly, living in that cabin, you went to bed by 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at the latest. You lived with the daylight, and you slept with the night. It was after 1 o'clock in the morning before we settled down to go to bed. And then we saved the batteries until Christmas Day and found a channel that had nothing but Christmas music on. And we ate that ham dinner and had one of the most, I guess, memorable and best family Christmases that I've ever had. So there you go. There's a Sty story for you. What was in the big box? So stick around. I'll give you another Sty story. We'll just keep this thing rolling. I've been through many things. I've experienced many things, and I don't mind sharing it at all. So, and as I had said before, these videos, if you can glean something that's helpful to you in your outdoor experience, have at it. Otherwise, these videos are just for your entertainment and to satisfy a couple of friends and family members on my side. So, thanks for watching. This is Sty North from Wilderness Thriving Fundamentals. We'll catch you in the next video. You have a nice day.